I'm not sure why a lot of people tend to have this mindset, but I think it's quite unfortunate because all it's doing is really ruining people's perspective and pretty much giving people false hope or false joy, I guess. And it really leads people down the wrong path. The mindset I'm talking about is when people say that, oh, it's always been this way, and that society's always been messed up, which is true. It is undoubtedly true, but it's when they take it too far and say, oh, all these recent events that have been happening, it's just like the 90s or the 80s or the 70s, nothing new. I would argue it's most certainly gotten so much worse. Because from last time that I checked, we did not have an internet in the 90s or in the 80s, or it wasn't as globally widespread. There wasn't information and propaganda being spread all over the globe. It wasn't easily accessible to children. Adult content wasn't easily accessible to children like it is now. All these scams and crypto scams and gambling mechanics in every single video game now. All these viruses and STDs because people don't know how to behave when it comes to relationships and other things like that. Yes, these things have always existed in a sense. They've always been prostitutes, have always been corrupt, higher up people in power. There's always been evil, but it's never been as widespread and allowed and sometimes celebrated as much as right now. It's like when people will say the best day or the worst day in 2016 was still pretty good compared to now, and it's true because not just economically it was better. The majority of people had a way higher quality of life back then. And people always say it's nostalgia. While that does tend to skew or bias our perspective a little bit, that's not how this works. Yes, we had a 2008 recession, but at least then society was able to quickly, make the comeback with that. The biggest transfer of wealth and power has happened in this decade, ever since 2020. All of our buying power has been completely destroyed. Censorship, especially right now, there's a huge war in censorship, and they always say, "Oh, it's for the kids." It was never for the kids. So many corrupt things going on all at once. So many controversies and exploitation and corruption. The thing is, now you can't have as much free will to speak on certain things or to correct certain corrupt things, unlike back then. And yeah, people will bring up, oh, what about the KGB or the CIA and all that? Again, it was nowhere near as widespread as today. Nowadays, you can't say anything online without getting the threat of being arrested from some other random country. Nowadays, you can't pirate a video game because it's unfair or against the law, yet the same companies that make the original games allow all kinds of illegal crap to go on. And it's fine because it makes money, which is the problem. There's many problems.